guy. I don't know. So that's how it is. I don't know for sure. This woman. They think I'm after her money. That's what they're thinking I am. That's what they're thinking. Yeah, but I only knew her since 1998. When I called 2 years ago, I called in 2008 and 2009 and 2010. That's when I called. That's all. Dorothy's probably there, but this car that was here, has nothing to do with the car that I saw over there. All that I'm thinking of it would be, the one who's taking care of her, and she's a bitchy kind of woman. It's just, again, they want what she has. It's as simple as that. That's what they want. The attitude that they have is that. So that's unfortunate that I'm dealing with that kind of person. So that's why my father's going to have to go out there. I'm going to have to send the stuff this fall and winter. Well, they won't even give it to her. Right. So we're just going to have to do it anyways, because then we're just going to have to go in the spring and just go ahead and just figure out, and see what, her intention is. And so I'll just... I know who's taking care of her. She lives not too far from Oneida. Again, with William Carpenter, okay, and his 1866 marriage here in the Presbyterian Church, and Sidney Carpenter, her father, who was born 1884, 1910, when he got married, okay. None of it states where in England. If it stated where in England, I wouldn't be coming back. I would be just interested in knowing where the family Bible was going to be put. I would have went there 2 years ago, personally, myself, and asked her myself. Okay? All right? But I can't put too much pressure on the fact of what I want. It's because the lady told me, she says, well, can't you go somewhere else? I'm trying to tell this woman. Is she trying to say, well, can't you get it someplace else? I said, I already have a photocopy of the family Bible. It's like I'm talking to a wall. I said, Dolores, she has nothing to do with this. I said, can't you get it someplace else? Why do you have to come here to get that? And she's like saying that Dorothy doesn't even remember who I am. It's not a matter of, I already have a photocopy of it. Okay, that's what I have already. I just want to know where she intends to put it. I said, did she put it in her will? And the woman says, well, I don't know anything about her will. Like she's all defensive. I'm just simply interested, in if the original Civil War documents state in the back if he put his parents or his birthday to April 4th, 1832, or if he put it John Carpenter Francis Polehill from Tenterden, Kent, that he was born in 1832, April 4th. That's all I'm interested in, okay, what he might have written down. All I know is her father didn't know. I know Dorothy Carpenter doesn't know, because in 1946, she didn't put down where William Carpenter came from, because her father never told her, because when he got married in 1910, he didn't know. And the 1866 marriage record doesn't know. And he was in the state hospital after the last one was born. Sidney was the last one, 1884. So he went into the state hospital in 1884, 1885, 1887, roughly when he was 3 years old. So he really never knew his father. Sidney Carpenter never knew his father. You know what I mean? So I don't expect to have that kind of information if it's not written down in the family Bible, because I don't know for sure. It probably is not there, because this Sidney Carpenter never knew his father. He was in the state hospital by the time he was old enough to even know him, and he died in 1897, and he was born in 1884. So 1894, he was 13 years old when his father died. And he was in Utica, and he was up here as a 13-year-old. He never knew, his father. His father couldn't tell him where in Kent, England, he came from. And his other brothers, maybe weren't able to know for sure because he was in the state hospital. And they all were born. One was 1867, so it's 77, 87. One was 20 years old, and his father was in the state hospital. He couldn't. The way he sounded, the way he talked, there's no way he's really. They don't know for sure what he's talking about. Where he came from, planet Mars. You know what I mean? So the only way for me to know for sure if he wrote it down back in the Civil War papers, which they wouldn't know. I know Tenterden. I know April 4th, 1832. I know his father's John Carpenter, his mother Frances Pohill, and he married a second time in 1843. I know all this information, but Dorothy Carpenter is not going to know. So I'm going to send it to her this fall, okay? When it starts to snow, when Caribbean starts to snow, when she's in there, when she has to look at the winter and the snow, then I'll send it to her. And then in the springtime, my father and I are going to have to go out to Oneida, to her house, and ask her personally, or ask the lady there if she knows where. Because if this lady who's taking care of her says, well, we told me what? And we're talking 2 years ago, you told me to contact the other lady. She never contacted me back, so we're coming here personally. That's why I didn't give them anything, because she says, well, the one that I called, Dorothy Carpenter, she says, who was this? And she says, well, I'll call the other lady. When I called the other lady, then I realized the kind of person she was. So there was no sense of me, I just have to wait it out. And then when I went there personally, if the lady said to me, well, she's 96. Then she only got 4 more years at best. Okay, so this other woman, she says, well, we told who? To contact the other? See, it's been 2 years, so they can't pull that bullshit about you talking to this other woman who's in charge of whatever, because she didn't do anything. So we just had to personally mail it to her house, okay, and personally go there in the spring. This is the 3rd year that's gone on. We just simply want to look at the information and match it, and we'll give them the information for them to have. When I talked to Dorothy Carpenter in 1998, she says, well, keep the information, it's important. She was interested, she was concerned. But again, in 2002, 4 years after that, I wasn't in the position to do anything for anyone. I had to go see the psychiatrist all over again, and I didn't get my money till 2005 November, 3 years later. I didn't have no money. I couldn't do anything, okay? And the rental assistance didn't kick in until 2006. We're talking only 4 years, really, right? So I wasn't be able to do very much without any money. And that's when it goes back to that person, that's over there in Blendiah Street. I got to rely on the wife now. I would have went earlier if Ellis Island did it right. If they put a P instead of a T, E-R-T-R-O-N-I, it's for Vetronio, I would have known about and... In 2004, it was up to 1891. In 2005, that's right, it was 2005 I called. So the last 5 years, I'm in limbo trying to figure this stuff out. But again, when I moved, I didn't get my money until 2006. What am I going to do? I didn't have very much money to do rental or assistance. If I have the rental, I can't do TV, I can't do internet. How am I going to do anything? So I just come down now, and then Thursday I have to go back. Yeah, this is the last one this Thursday. All right, bye.